而家時間到。
Members?
Colleagues, we're going to elect the chairman for the chairman of the Economic Development Panel for 2012 and 13. Please note that under Rule 77(6) of the Rules of Procedure, a member who is the chairman or deputy chairman of the government advisory body in respect of matters which a panel considers to be directly related to the terms of reference of the panel shall not be the chairman or deputy chairman of the panel. Under Rule 77(7) of the Rules of Procedure, a member shall also not be chairman or deputy chairman of more than one panel at the same time. Under House Rule 22 and Appendix 4, we are now inviting nomination from members for the post of chairman of the panel. Mr. James Tian, Chairman, I nominate you as the chairman of the panel. I accept your nomination. Do we have a seconder, Mr. Wong Ting Kwong? Under the Rules of Procedure, as I've been nominated and as I've accepted the nomination, I'll have to ask Mr. Andrew Leung to chair the meeting on my behalf. Any other nominations? If no, then I declare that Mr. Jeffrey Lam has been elected chairman of the panel. Mr. Lam, can you come over to chair the meeting? Thank you for your support, colleagues. Next, election of the deputy chairman. For any nomination to be valid, we need to have one nominator. Nominations, please. Mr. Wong Ting Kwong. Mr. Chung Kwok Pan. Do you accept the nomination, Mr. Chung? Any seconder? Mr. Andrew Leung seconds. Any other nominations? No? Congratulations, Mr. Chung. You've been elected deputy chairman of the panel. Next, schedule of meetings. You've all got a table before you. Any comments? Yes, Mr. Chen Hang Pen. Yes, Chairman, thank you. Concerning tourism infrastructure, item 10. We are still talking about the schedule of meetings. Any comments? The tentative schedule is fourth Monday of each month at 10:45. If there is any clash, like December the 24th, then it's proposed that we change it to the 18th of December, Tuesday, 4:30. Another date, that's the 22nd of July, we propose that it be moved to the 16th of July, Tuesday, 4:30. Any comments, Mr. Sin Chung Kai? Chairman, I agree with the schedule, but then changing the December 24th meeting to the 18th of December, well, on that day, we have the Manpower panel and also the EA panel meeting to be held at 4:30 on the same day. So I do have some reservation about this. Any comments from other members? What about advancing it to 1 week earlier? So I'll ask the secretary to check the availability of time slots as well as venues. we can actually advance it by 1 more week. If a room is available, then we'll circulate it to members. We'll see whether we can. We'll try to accommodate as many members as possible. Okay? Any further comments? If not, then we have a list of issues suggested to be considered, and just now Mr. Albert Chen would like to. Mr. Chen Hangpan would like to comment on it. Yes, Chairman. Under item 10, you talk about overall planning of tourism infrastructure. But then at present, if you look at some of the tourism facilities, because of the increase in tourist arrivals, they are lagging behind. So can we review the some of the major tourist attractions, whether or not the facilities are adequate? Do we have to upgrade them? So on and so forth. Yes. When we come to that item, we'll ask the administration to provide us with further information on this. Yes, any further suggestions or comments? Yes, Mr. Tang. Yes, thank you, Chairman. Well, during the last electrical session, the 7-day cooling off period has been taken out. That's under the amendment of the Trade Descriptions Ordinance. So I'd like the administration to brief us on that. Yes, at the next meeting, up till now, the administration has not made any suggestions as to what items should be discussed. So we can now discuss what items members would like to discuss at our next regular meeting. Well, the proposed increase of tariff by the 2 power companies. Well, that's an annual discussion. In October every year, we would invite the 2 power companies to come and brief us on that. The proposed tariff increase, even without the information, we can discuss that. But then, we would not be able to discuss the rate of increase proposed by the 2 power companies. And therefore, if you have no objection, then we can discuss that at our December meeting. Mr. Albert Chen. All right, for Disneyland, on its development, I think many people are very concerned about this. Do we have a chance to discuss it? Because it won't take long. Can we have an item to discuss the development of Disneyland? Well, we'll be inviting Disneyland to come in February next year to brief us on the Hong Kong Disneyland's development. Unless there are more urgent needs, we can invite them to come earlier, or else we'll be inviting them in February next year. But then there will be many items that have to be discussed, and if we do not have any particular subject for discussion next month, then why don't we invite them to come earlier? Because I think the administration is not going to get any dividend from Hong Kong Disneyland, despite the fact that the patronage has been the highest in years. All right, there are several issues that are very pressing. Number 1, proposed controls over the amount of salatates in certain toys and children's products. Because the administration will be submitting legislative proposals to this council early next year. That's why it's a pressing issue, and therefore we will have to discuss that in November. Another item is about the Trade Descriptions Ordinance. Cap 362 is about the draft guidelines and other enforcement matters in respect of the fair trading provisions. And these are quite urgent matters. So my proposal is to discuss these items in our next meeting. Another item is the administration will seek the panel's support for the proposed creation of these posts. One is about the amendment to the pilotage ordinance. So if there is no objection, then these 3 items were discussed at our November meeting. as for the proposal by Mr. Albert Chan, we'll see if we can accommodate that at our December meeting. Of course, we do hope to meet with Hong Kong Disneyland as soon as possible. Yes, Mr. Mr. Michael Tian. I haven't raised my hand yet. I can always raise my hand now. Yes, Mr. Sin Chung Kai. Last year, the administration talked about regulating the tourism industry. It's about the restructuring of the tourism board. So no progress has been made on this. So does it mean that we're not going to follow up on that, or should we discuss that? Well, any suggestion can be accommodated. If you have that suggestion, Mr. Sin, we can always include that on our list. And I'll be discussing with the Secretariat and the administration on how we can take the matter forward. In fact, I'd also like to provide more information to members, because in April last year, on this particular issue, we did have a discussion as to what developments have taken place since then. The Secretariat will take it up with the administration, and I'm sure the information will be passed on to members. Yes, Mr. Michael Tian is about parking lot. It's about the entire territory. Is about the latest development of the logistics industry for air cargo, shipping, and also how we coordinate with other parts of the Pearl River Delta. How do we fare when compared to our competitors in the region, and so on. So can we discuss all those? All right, on the issue of parking lot. Well, that's in relation to the development of the logistics industries under the 12th five-year plan. Yes, before you can implement those plans, you have to know the latest position. So where are we losing out, and what are our advantages? So we have to know our place before we can compete. Yes. On the comments raised by Mr. Michael Tian, we'll try to get as much information as possible before we discuss the items. Mr. Chong, how come on the 22nd of this month we have not got any proposed items for discussion? Well, yes, as the administration has not proposed anything, as we just said, we're going to have 3 items for discussion. That's for the November meeting. Well, for the 22nd of this month, up till now, the administration has not proposed any item for discussion. We'll be asking them again, because as of today, we have not heard from them, because it involves 3 government departments, and so we'll have to ask them if they would like to raise any items for discussion at our October meeting. If so, we can arrange for that to be discussed at our October meeting, or else we can advance the discussion on the parking lot item to our October meeting. Mr. Wong Ting Kwong. Yes, I'd like to know, well, for the Hong Kong-Macau-Zhuhai Bridge is going to be commissioned shortly. So are we going to discuss that as well for the landing points? So should that be covered under the discussion on the logistics industry? No, it's not as simple as that. I'd like to have a separate issue on the development of the bridgehead economy in Lantau at the landing point of the Macau-Hong Kong-Zhuhai Bridge. Well, for the bridgehead economy development, well, strictly speaking, it might be quite a digression from the terms of reference for the ED panel.
Well, the bridge comes under the Transport Department, but if it's about land, it's under the Development Panel. We can talk to the administration concerning Mr. Wong's concern. Then we can work out whether it would be appropriate to give it to the Development Panel. Well, this is a matter that straddles a number of fields, such as transport, transport and economics. Andy? After the meeting, there's going to be a working meeting between the chairman and the bureaus, and we'll talk about the work plan for the coming year. So we'll take up your suggestion with the administration, Mr. Wong. Thank you. Because 2 other panels are also involved, I'm going to talk to the 2 chairmen of the panels to see how we can handle this, so that we can take up your suggestions concerning the Hong Kong-Macau-Zhuhai Bridge. Mr. Wu Chi-wei, I wonder if this comes under the purview of this panel. Under the XRL, there's a big issue of co-location of custom and immigration clearance facilities. I just wonder whether it comes under our panel. Well, a member has noted that the administration has made no proposed items for the October meeting. I'll follow up with the administration. If they don't have any suggestions, what would like members what would like to be discussed, members? If not, perhaps we can skip the October meeting. So I would check this with the bureaus to see if they've got anything to propose, and then I would revert back to members. Mr. Michael Tin, sorry, I was a bit slow. I had just checked the schedule. Can I return to a point about the meeting schedule? You want to change the meeting on the 24th of December to the 18th of December. That's a one-off, but there's a clash with the PS panel, a manpower panel rather. What about 2:30 or Monday, the 17th of December? Well, I have to ask the secretary to check the availability of meeting rooms. We need to secure a slot. There's a manpower panel meeting on the same day. This is going to be a one-off arrangement, right? What about having it on the 11th of December? We are going to have a meeting room available. That is to say, we'd advance it to a week before the original date, the 11th of December. Well, I don't think we can accommodate everyone. So perhaps if you have to attend 2 concurring meetings, you have to make your own arrangements. Mr. Chung, for the meeting to be held on the 22nd of October, if there's no proposed agenda items from the administration, is it because of the lack of sufficient preparation on the part of the administration? And if we propose our items, would they be able to make it? The normal practice is for the administration to propose items for discussion. If they don't have any to propose, then we can look at our parking lot and ask the administration to come to discuss with us our chosen items. Well, it's just the next Monday. Not much time is left. So I wonder whether it has to do with the lack of preparation on the part of the administration. So are we going to make it if we make proposals now? Or I can't really answer this question. If they are prepared, of course they can come, and if they are not yet prepared, they may wish to propose the discussion to be deferred to November. All I can say is that we can try to do the liaison and get things arranged as soon as possible. We can, well, make our suggestions. But there's another related issue. We always request that they submit paper and material to us certain days in advance. So if we want to have an urgent meeting, they may not be able to comply with that. We are going to have 3 items for our November meeting. If the administration, the administration may have problems in making information or papers available. Well, we don't have any paper, and the next meeting is just next week, and so preparation may need more time. So if there's nothing special we want to talk about, we can perhaps leave things to the November meeting. Mr. Tin, a number of members will face clashes on the 18th. We do have a venue available on the 11th. So if we don't have an October meeting, we can have the November meeting and the December meetings, and more meetings if necessary. So members, I would like to seek members' confirmation that the meeting scheduled for the 24th of December will not be rescheduled to the 11th of December. And I've heard members' views about the October meeting. Time is too short, so we may want to skip that. And if necessary, we can add another item, one more item to November meeting, and also the same for December meeting. Mr. Paul Chair. Concerning item number 9, Lei Yu Moon Waterfront Enhancement Project, the meeting time is to be confirmed. If we have a meeting slot, let's have it earlier. It's been dragged on for quite some time, and some residents, shop owners, and tourism operators in the district, they are very concerned about the progress. It's not exactly urgent, but let's have a discussion earlier. Well, let's see if we can do this in the first or second quarter of next year. I'll try to find out when they can come back to discuss this. Mr. Wu Chi-wai, well, many of the proposed issues are marked to be confirmed as far as timing is concerned. We are not able to use the October slot. Is there any way we can be assured that for subsequent meetings, the government will have sufficient time to make preparations? So perhaps for those, the timing has yet to be confirmed. Can we get a more accurate projection from the administration? Well, there are quite a few items marked to be confirmed regarding proposed timing for discussion. We're going to ask the administration to confirm the timing. That's what we do every year. For some items, they may not have sufficient information, or there may be other factors affecting confirmation. So every month we are going to take it up with the bureaus. So in other words, for the 24 items, we are going to discuss all of them within the current year. Well, we would do this as best we can. But in the past, there were cases whereby there are deferrals of projects by the government. And sometimes some projects could not be discussed within the same year. But we hope that if it's in the list, we will be able to complete the discussion within the same year. Mr. Fernando Zhang, sorry, I had to attend another meeting and I was late. I don't know whether this has been raised by other members. I would like to talk about agricultural policy. Apart from the development of Northeast NT and there are other development projects slotted for agricultural land. So we have neglected the conservation and development of agriculture in Hong Kong. It has also got a lot to do with our economy. So I would like to propose a discussion with the administration on agricultural policy. I have to check whether this agricultural policy comes under the purview of this panel. I'll ask the clerk to check. If so, I would liaise with the relevant bureaus. Any other proposed items? If not, meeting's adjourned. The next meeting will be held on the 26th of November at 10:45 a.m. Thank you.